Today we're looking at lifetime elite status for the big three airlines of American, Delta, and United. We'll cover the requirements, the benefits you get, and which one you might want to go for. This is a bit of a deep dive, so hopefully it's helpful. Big favors to hit the like button to help with the algorithm. If you're new, consider subscribing. As a background, what is lifetime status? Most businesses, airlines included, want repeat customers, and in the short term, they do this with status. So for example, here's what United's looking for, and it pretty much revolves around flying with them and maybe some credit card spend. Also for the annual numbers, these are going to be for 2025, and they can and probably will change in the future. For American Airlines, it's a bit more holistic, so it's pretty much any spend with them, even their cards, so a bit more helpful for small businesses. Delta is a bit in the middle here. Their metric is MQDs, which are mileage qualifying dollars, and you earn these by spending money flying with them, by spending on their cards or even having some of their cards, and also by going through their vacation portal, which is powered by Expedia. The thing though is that these are annual requirements, and even though there might be rollover mechanisms, for the most part, you have to hit this every year. In contrast with lifetime status, as the name implies, once you get it, you keep it for the rest of your life or the duration of the program. Before we get too in the weeds, all the programs have different names for each of their levels. The easiest way to think of it is 5 different levels, and for whatever reason, American starts with Gold, then Platinum, Platinum Pro, Executive Platinum, and then the invite-only level is Concierge Key. For Delta and United, it starts at Silver, goes to Gold, and then Platinum, and then afterwards they deviate with Diamond and Delta 360, and then 1K in Global Services with United. One of the interesting things about level 5s, so their invite-only programs, is that you get to spend a lot of money flying with them. For example, for United, the number that's floating around is about $70,000. This is not on their cards. This is paid to United to fly with them. For some hubs like SFO, it might even be a bit higher. For Delta, it's about $75K to $125K, depending on if you're in a hub or non-hub. American Airlines Concierge Key is a bit lower, about $50 to $60K. Also, in case you're wondering, American and United have been predicted to have about 15,000 members at this level, and Delta at a few thousand. Main point for our purpose is that this level is pretty hard to get. Okay, so how does this relate to lifetime status? As of filming, Delta has 4 levels. With 1 million, you hit their level 2, 2 million, you hit Platinum, 3, you get Diamond, and 5, you hit level 5, their invite-only status. So instead of spending $125K a year with Delta on Delta flights, you can hit 5 million lifetime miles. United is arguably a little bit better. 1, 2, and 3 million lifetime miles are about the same, so level 2, 3, and 4, and then you hit the level 5, the top level invite-only one, at 4 million. American Airlines is interesting and arguably a lot worse. With 1 million, you only hit the level 1, which is Gold. 2 million is going to be level 2, which is their Platinum. Starting March 1st, 2025, if you hit 4 million, you hit level 3, and 5 million is level 4. As of filming, there's no path towards level 5, their invite-only Concierge Key level. Mapping all of this out, it's not too pretty for American Airlines. United wins here, Delta is a nose behind, and then American Airlines just woke up for the race. The benefits of course differ by levels, but also airline. For example, for American Airlines, these are the benefits you get for Gold, they're level 1. Things like upgrades, preferred seats, free checked bags, preferred boarding, and same-day standby being the more tangible ones. At the same time, you do get a lot of these benefits from their mid-level annual fee cards. So first checked bag for free and also preferred boarding. This is pretty consistent across airlines. For example, Delta has Takeoff 15, which means that you pay less for award bookings, but also free checked bags and also priority boarding, so you have room to bring your carry-on luggage. Also, another benefit of boarding early is avoiding arguments with seat stealers and poachers. So apparently this is becoming a pretty big problem across all airlines. But yeah, if you're looking for a mini version of level 1, so kind of a 0.5, then I think credit cards are a great option and a great way to test an airline before picking them and committing to them. On that note, if you want to learn about cards and you want to support the channel, we do have links on our website, asksebby.com, and also down below in the description box. As always, make sure the links are competitive, that they make sense for you, but otherwise it is a huge way to support the channel, so thank you in advance. Okay, so we talked about the levels, but how do you earn miles towards lifetime status? For the annual statuses, you have a lot of choices. That could be credit card spend, flying with partners, and a ton of other metrics. As of filming, that's not the case for lifetime miles. For example, for United, it's based off lifetime miles flown, so flight distance on United and United Express paid flights. The program was a bit different in 2021, but otherwise pretty consistent here. Delta's pretty interesting because their program was very different even a year ago. Right now, though, they only count flight miles flown and not counting basic economy. In the past, they used something called MQMs, which could be earned with credit card spend, but they did convert it over 1-to-1. For example, right now, I'm about halfway to 1 million, but I'm pretty sure about 250K of that is from business spend. American's a bit similar here because a lot of people did earn in the past with credit card spend. Right now, they are looking at base miles from American Airlines, American Eagle, or other airline partners. The last bit's interesting because it opens up the door to a lot of partners. For example, if you fly Japan Airlines or other oneworld partners, that may help you towards lifetime status. Oneworld has some pretty good partners, including British Airways, Cathay Pacific, and Japan Airlines. For partners though, base miles are a function of the fare class and also the distance. So for example, this is the chart for Japan Airlines. If you flew O, which is their discount economy, so kind of when it's on sale, then it's distance times 30%. If instead you were paying full priced economy, so kind of when it's not on sale, then it's going to be distance times 100%. You're going to see different charts for different partners, so here is Cathay Pacific. In their case, discount economy actually earns 0% on base miles, so even if you flew a long distance, you're still getting 0 miles. So in their case, you can't really rely on deals to earn base miles. So even though you have more options and more things count, unless you're buying full priced economy, so probably last minute or premium tickets, you're probably not earning as many lifetime miles as you think you might be. For American Metal, so American flights operated by American, it's a bit interesting because there's conflicting information. By the terms, it's going to be base miles for lifetime status. By their documentation, it's based off what you pay, so your spend. At the same time, there are a bunch of data points showing that the base miles might be different from what you're earning towards million miler. So for example, for this picture, base miles is about 1,700, but million miler is almost 5,000. Despite the terms and conditions stating base miles, in practice, it's flight distance that matters. Let me know if this changes because this is an ever-evolving space. In terms of rankings here, I think Delta is the worst since it's distance on Delta Metal, but not counting basic economy. I would say that United's in the middle because it's distance, but basic economy is also fine. I would say that American's best here because it's miles for their metal, and then miles times fare class for partners. Even if it's 0 in some cases, that's probably not all of them. You're still probably earning something and you have that option. Also, reminder, don't pay for more expensive tickets in order to earn more base miles because that almost never makes any sense. I'd rather pay a fraction of the price and earn 0 base miles rather than pay a lot more. Okay, so of all of this, let's say you have 3 options. Which one should you actually go for? Obviously, if you can hit the top levels, then that's great, but that's not really possible or plausible for most people. Unless you're a management consultant that travels every week, you're probably not hitting 4 million miles. Even then, you need to be up in the air for a while, so not just a few years, so just not obtainable. For most people, 1 million is the target and what you can kind of allocate towards. Diving back into the chart, the problem with American is that 1 million only gets you to their level 1, but for Delta and United, that same 1 million gets you to level 2. For American's level 2, you have to hit 2 million, and then at the same time, that could be level 3 with Delta and United. I would say that there's 3 main benefits of having better status. So the first one is better upgrade odds because you're higher up in a totem pole. Number 2 is more checked bags, so if you are carrying a ton all the time, then that tends to be better. Number 3 is partner benefits with alliances. For example, if you have United Gold status through level 2, then you get Star Alliance Gold. Okay, this might get a bit confusing, but Star Alliance has 2 levels, Silver and Gold. Silver doesn't do much though. With Gold status, you get a ton of boarding benefits, including priority check-in and luggage handling. Also lounge access when flying Star Alliance, so any of the airlines, and all of these benefits are when you're flying Star Alliance. Also priority boarding, which is nice. Extra luggage allowance can save you money, and better security lines are just a nice to have. In contrast, Silver only has 2 benefits, and they don't really move the needle to me. I have United Gold status, so Star Alliance Gold, and it saved us a ton of money in Japan. So we flew from the US to Tokyo and then spent some time there, and then Tokyo to Sapporo. Even though we shipped our skis ahead of time, we were a bit overweight on stuff because we ended up buying stuff, and also just winter and ski stuff is heavy. A&A lounges weren't the most impressive, but a good way to get work done for about an hour before the flight. It pretty much makes traveling within the alliance, which is pretty big, a lot less painful. Heading over to Delta, they are part of a different alliance, so SkyTeam has 2 levels, Elite, and Elite Plus. For our purpose for this video, Delta Gold gets you Elite Plus, which is their top level. Interestingly, SkyTeam Elite and Elite Plus are a lot closer in benefits compared to Star Alliance Silver and Star Alliance Gold. So Elite Plus gets lounge access and priority baggage handling, but Elite and Elite Plus get priority boarding and also preferred seats. Both also get priority check-in, but Plus gets better security. Once again, American Airlines is probably the most interesting of the bunch. So they're part of oneworld, which has 3 levels instead of 2, and all 3 get priority check-in. One big difference though is that only Sapphire and Emerald get business lounge access, while Ruby doesn't get anything. Sapphire and Emerald, so level 2 and 3, also get priority boarding, extra bags, and also faster bags. Emerald though does get first class lounges, which are pretty solid. So with all of this, we can update the chart with partner benefits. Feel free to pause because there is a lot going on here and it definitely can be confusing. With Delta and United at 1 million, you unlock the top level for the Alliance, so SkyTeam Elite Plus and Star Alliance Gold. You end up getting all the partner benefits, including key ones like lounge access, extra bags, and preferred seats. With American though, 1 million only gets you to level 1, which gets you oneworld Ruby, which is the lowest rung on the oneworld level. That means that at 1 million, you'll only get preferred seats and priority check-in for oneworld partners. You only unlock priority luggage, priority boarding, lounge access for business class lounges, and extra bags at 2 million. In that sense, you are looking at twice as many lifetime miles to get the same benefits as Delta and United. If I had to rank it, I'd probably say that United is a bit better than Delta here. Maybe controversial, but I'd say that Star Alliance lounges are a bit better than SkyTeam ones. In Asia, you have ANA and Singapore, which are both solid. In Europe, you have Lufthansa and Turkish, which are pretty good. And in the US, you have LAX, which has a Star Alliance lounge, which is nice. Also, my opinions are based off my routing and what I tend to do, so your mileage may vary. SkyTeam does have Air France and KLM, which are great, but that's pretty much it. Their Asian lounge partners are pretty weak in comparison, and almost at the level of priority pass lounges rather than good business class ones. If you go to Europe more, then maybe it doesn't matter, but for me, I tend to go to Asia. Interestingly, American with oneworld probably has the best lounges. So for example, Japan Airlines and Cathay Pacific are 2 of my favorites, and I tend to go to Japan and Hong Kong a lot. I think it does have to be last though for this purpose because it's so much harder. I get that it's easier to earn lifetime miles of American, but it's also twice as much, and it's just hard to argue and strongman it. Okay, so what's the main takeaway? So firstly, I would not pursue lifetime status for the sake of it because that doesn't make sense. The idea here though is about allocating your resources more efficiently and intelligently. So for example, if you're out of LAX and you fly a ton, the world's pretty much your oyster and you can kind of pick which one you want. And obviously it does depend on routing and average prices, but it pays to be strategic. All things being equal, you're probably better off not dividing yourself and having, let's say, 333K lifetime miles with American, United, and Delta, instead picking one and allocating your resources more efficiently. The idea being that 1 million with United and Delta, or even American, probably has more benefits than all 3 separately. Also a reminder that if you do want to access some of these business class lounges, you can also use points and miles to fly business class. Credit cards are the easiest way to get these points and miles, so whether you're spending a ton for your business or getting a new card and getting a great return on spend. Again, if you want to learn about cards, we have links on the website, asksebby.com, and also down below in the description box. If you made it to this point, leave a playing emoji in the comments down below, and I'll try to heart it and also respond. 3 questions. Number 1, which lifetime program do you think is the best? Number 2, which one would you go for? And number 3, if you're comfortable sharing, what does your lifetime mapping and numbers look like? So I shared my Delta one, my American Airlines one is pretty much non-existent, and then United is pretty low as well. Let me know and everyone else know in the comments down below. Big favor, hit the like button, share this, but otherwise hope you liked it. See you next time.